Hello guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. Today we will be discussing the question word ladder. In this question we are given two words, begin word and end word, and a dictionary word list, and we need to return the length of the shortest transformation sequence from begin word to end word, such that only one letter can be changed at a time and each transformed word must exist in the word list. We need to return 0 if there is no such transformation sequence. In the first example, we are given a begin word hit and an end word cog, and we have a word list that contains 6 words. We output 5 because it takes 5 steps to change the word hit into cog. Similarly, in the second example, we are given the same begin and end word, but in the word list we do not have cog. So we directly return 0 in that case. Let's first see the logic behind this problem. Suppose this is the example given to us wherein we need to reach the word cog from hit using these set of word list. Now, for a moment let's forget about we have any word list with us and we will try to find all the combination that we can get from the word hit. Starting with changing the first character of the string, we change it to A and we get AIT. Then we change it to BIT. And then we continue doing so till ZIT. Similarly, we can change the second letter from A till Z, and then the third letter all the way from A to Z. Doing so, we get that we have 3 types of combination wherein we first change the first character, then the second, and then the third. When we reach this level on each of these words or each of these combination, which in total will be 26 raised to power 3 because 3 is the length, and for every character we have 26 characters that we can get, we have in total 26 raised to power 3 combinations, obviously with some duplicate wherein the word hit will be rejected. Now again we can change combination H star T into 3 more combinations wherein we first change the first, the second, and then the third. So we again have 26 raised to power 3 combination for this particular combination. If we go on finding these number of combination, it will be pretty huge, and in order to reduce that amount of data, we are given a word list which we need to check at every word and see if the word exists in this word list or not. If that exists, only then we need to move forward with that combination. Now, for a moment, let's suppose the end word was not cog but hat. And if we see this particular graph that we have drawn, we are more likely to find it in the combination wherein we are changing the second letter of the string. So, we are able to find that particular end word in just the one level of the transformation. So, rather than going into the depth and realizing in the later part that we cannot find that word, it will be better to see if we can find that word more closely with the source or not. Also, in the question it states that in how much minimum hops you can get to the end word starting with the begin word. And if we remember, BFS search does the same thing, finding how the 2 nodes are closely related. That's why in this question we will be using breadth first search. We are finding these set of combination of level using the first set or the first word, that is hit. Using hit, we will be finding all the combination that exist. We will be checking it what all words exist in this word list, and then we move forward. Now, in order to find another level of the combinations, we will be making the previous set as our begin set, and then these new combinations becomes the reachable words that we can reach from these particular set of combinations. Now, at each level we are increasing one distance, so that distance becomes the length of the hops or the distance between the 2 nodes that we need to go through in order to find the end word. Let's see how we can code this using BFS, and in the further videos we will see how we can optimize it. So do watch this video till the end. We'll first check if the end word is present in the word list or not. because if it is not present, then there is no need to do any kind of operation, we can directly return 0. So we check if the word list contains the end word. If it doesn't contain, then we simply return 0. Now, as we discussed, we need to have a begin set and then we need to find the set that we can reach. So we'll define a begin set. In the begin set, we need to add the begin word. As we need to perform operations on the word list also, we will be changing that into a set because we need to delete some values, and deleting values in the list takes a much amount of time. So we'll be converting that into a set. Now we will be applying a BFS operation on this set. So we'll define a method which will be called BFS, which takes argument like begin set, then the end word, then word set, and lastly the distance, which will initially be 1. Now let's start defining what logic we have in this BFS method. So the return type will be integer. So as discussed, we need to have a set that we can use to store the combination that we can get from the begin set. So we'll define that. Now all the words present in the begin set should be removed from the word set, and that is done precisely because we cannot reuse a word. So if we cannot reuse a word, we'll just remove that from the word set. So in order to remove all the values, we'll call remove all. For each of the word that resides into the begin set, we need to apply the logic for every position starting from 0 till the length of the word. We need to change the character from A to Z at each of these positions. So we will convert this string into a character array, because that way it will be easy to modify the string. So we need to change each of these values all the way from A till Z. Now we can change this value at position to this character. Now as discussed, we need to check if the word exists in the word set or not. If it doesn't exist, then we need not to move ahead with this particular combination. And if it exists, so if the word set contains the string, that is character array, so we need to convert that into a string, which will now be a new word. So we can do this by using a string constructor which takes character array as an argument. So if the word set contains this new word, that means can move ahead with this word. So we can add this word into a reachable set that we have. What if the new word is itself equals to the end word that we were finding? If that is the case, so if the new word is equals to our end word, that means we have reached whatever word that we are trying to reach, and we can simply return the distance plus 1. So why we are adding plus 1 is because we have the distance till the previous begin set, and we need to add the distance to this reachable set wherein we have found the end word. So that's why we are doing plus 1 over here. After all these operations are completed for all the words, we can now move the distance. Now if there comes a condition where there is no word that exists in the reachable set, that means we have exhausted all the combinations from the source node, that we do not have any word left that can be used in order to reach the end node. In that case, we cannot reach the end word, so we need to directly return 0. So if the reachable set is empty, then we can simply return 0. Otherwise, we return the method calling itself. Now, as we learned that the new set will become a reachable set, and then we find the next set to be traversed. So we'll find reachable set as our begin set, the end word will still remain the same, the word set will remain the same, and so the distance. We have incremented distance over here. We can also do the distance increment over here also. Since it was more clear over here, I showed it over here. Now, when we run this code, it gives us right result for the two example input given to us. So let's submit this. So this code got submitted successfully. The time and space complexity of this approach is O of m square into n, where n is the number of word list and m is the length of the words. Now, this program still takes a much high amount of search time as we are going in one direction only. So if we see this, we are trying to reach cog from the hit, going with all the combination that hit can give us and doing the BFS from the hit side. But what if we try to find the word from cog also? That way there will be half of the search that we need to do and we can find the word more quickly. The time and space complexity still remains the same, but the search time reduces to half. This is called bidirectional BFS, and we will see how we can implement it, or rather how we can incorporate that into our existing code and optimize our code. As we need to do a BFS from the ending also, we need to have a end set too. So we'll define another set which will be called end set, and then just like the begin word being ended to the begin set, we'll add the end word in the end set. We do not need to send the end word now, we can send end set, so that changes this method signature to string and end set. As we do not have any end word over here, this line will change. Let's comment it out. So there will still be a if condition, but that will be different, and also over here it will be end set. Other than this if, there won't be any changes on this logic of for loop or any of the distance or any of the calling, but only change will be that we will check the size of the two set. If the size of begin set is greater than the size of the end set, then we need to swap the begin and end set, so that we first try to find the combination from the smaller set rather than finding in the bigger set, because a bigger set will create more number of combination as compared to end set, and there will be more chances to reach the word from the smaller set than the bigger set. BFS. In this if condition, previously we were trying to search if the new word is equals to AND word. Now that we do not have any AND word, we have an AND set. So we need to check if the AND set contains the new word. If that is the case, then we can simply return distance plus 1. And that is all what we need to do in order to apply a bidirectional BFS, so that we can find the result more fast. Let's run the sample test cases. So they are successful. Let's submit this. So it got submitted successfully, giving us a huge time differences like 8 millisecond from 58 millisecond. So that is the power of bidirectional BFS. It reduces the search time by half. The time and space complexity still remains the same. We have also made a video explaining the different types of searching techniques that you can use, that is BFS, DFS, and all the concepts a graph and trees work upon. You can check out the two playlists that we have made. Link is at the top and also in the description below. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.